Alright, after spending an hour or more planning my content for the year and freaking out because I can't think of enough tropes at the moment that I have new books to rec for, I decided to go ahead and film these that I had scheduled for this week. Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is Groveling Heroes. I love an over-the-top alpha hero. I kind of love a guy who I like when they treat their women well, period. That's what I like right there. I like when they treat their women well. But also, I kind of don't mind when they make a decision and the heroine disagrees with it and they stick by their guns. Depends on if they are right or just not listening to her at all. Or, like, there's a lot of factors on whether I like what they did. But for the most part, I forgive pretty easily. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get over being mad pretty quickly. I just don't stay mad. So groveling, a lot of times I'm like, all right, he's sorry. Let's not continue to drag this out. Like, you're just being stubborn. Sometimes though, I'm like, dude, you need to apologize, like, on your knees. This is not something you just are like, you know what, we're not going to talk about it. No, like, you need to have a discussion in which you admit you were wrong. So it varies quite a bit because on the one hand, I don't like when they just like make them grovel and don't forgive them, especially if it lasts chapters. No. But also, I get deeply annoyed when, like, the dude messed up. He did something that either she is more than in her rights to be mad about, or he did something and they broke up, or they legitimately could break up. And then he's just like, I'm not going to apologize, but I'm going to kiss you. And she's like, oh, he's so hot. What am I going to do? No, like, he needs to apologize. We need to have a discussion about how this is never, ever, ever happening again. So, on the one hand, not really into groveling. On the other hand, like, just because he's hot doesn't mean you take him back. That's not where we're going with this. Because you love each other and he understands that he hurt you and he's not going to do it again because he genuinely loves you and you don't go out of your way to hurt people that you love. That's an acceptable reason. I'm cool with that. I really don't need more of an explanation than that. But just because he's hot? No. No sirree, Bob. So anyways, here are some. Again, I didn't have the greatest time thinking of which ones had groveling. I know these have some, so they count. First one is Let Me Love You, which is McClain Brothers #1 by Alexandria House. You might be like, this does not have groveling in it, but I'm telling you that you're right-ish. So basically, he makes a really bad first impression. He's a rapper, his artist name is Big South, and he ordered a necklace, and she works for the jeweler, and she delivers it. And he makes a really, really, really bad first impression. And she was right. Like, she had a point. And he was like, but I like you. I like you a lot more than anything I've seen in a long, long, long time. And I kind of really want to pursue you. And she's like, yeah, no, you're a jerk. Like, I was a huge fan. You're a jerk. I'm not into this. No can-do'sville, baby doll. So she really, like, she's attracted to him and she's a big fan. And, like, but she doesn't just get over that first impression. She makes him work for it. She makes him apologize. She makes him make it right. And I really liked that. And there's like a couple other things. It's been a minute since I read this book. I read it in the summer, last summer. I need to reread it though, just because I love it. I want to say though that he does a couple different things. And every time, like, she She is not the doormat. She does not just let him walk all over her, even though he's rich and famous and a dominant personality and all the things. She holds her own. And also, he's so caring and he like gives her what she needs, not just like, obviously he buys her stuff, but that's never enough. He emotionally gives her what she needs, and it is so sweet. And I'm just like, oh, you guys are so happy. I'm so happy. So that's what I think about this one. It's so good. She's a single mom of a little girl, and they're so sweet. And of course, you meet the whole family. They all get their own books. And there are even other series that are interconnected to this one that you get with like cousins and stuff like that. And I know there's like a few characters that she said she's going to write books for that don't have them yet, like lunch meat. I'm so excited because I love it so much. But yeah, she makes him admit when he's wrong, and it's really, really, really good. Next I have Hate, which is Madison Kate #1 by Tate James. The groveling does not happen in the first book. It happens a little bit with like a couple of the guys. This is a bully, reverse harem, dark romance. Dark romance. There is murder of a loved one, sexual assault of a loved one, stalker with murder and sexual assault happening. There is a bunch of stuff that is very, very dark. So basically, on Halloween night, she is framed as the mastermind of this riot that happens. She gets sent off to her aunt in like a convent or something like that. And then she comes back a year later and she's ready for revenge. Arguably, she's just the tiniest bit dumb and maybe not like capable of taking everybody down, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I found it really addictive. I also found it like right on the borderline of this is so annoying, like I could kill you all. So you might fall on either side. But it's reverse harem and one of the guys holds out for like a long time and she does kind of make him grovel. And the other guys are like, you're an idiot. Like, get your act together. And but they all have to grovel at different times and it's entertaining. But also, she's definitely easily sexed up. Like, we don't need to talk it through. Let's just sleep together. Again. So there's that also. But she also does make them grovel. And there's quite a bit. But, yeah. New adult. Dark. Over the top. Ridiculous. But pretty addictive. Then I have Lady Luck, which is Colorado Mountain, #3 by Kristen Ashley. This one, I want to get some content warnings for. So this is a interracial romance, and the black man was put in jail by racist cops for something he didn't do as the fall guy. 1, because he ticked them off, and 2, because he was black. And this town specifically has a history of super racist cops and kind of black people just knowing that they are not safe. This is written by a white author, and I honestly cannot tell you how well done it is. It doesn't delve... I shouldn't say it doesn't delve into it a lot. I don't know. If you're iffy about it, maybe skip it. I thought that it was very interesting. He was put in prison for something he did not do, mainly because he was black. And he is out for revenge. She had a boyfriend who died and she loved him. But he was mixed up with some bad people. And he was a drug dealer. And the problem is that the person he worked for doesn't let you go once you're in his web. So she was never really involved, but because her boyfriend was involved, when her boyfriend died, the drug lord guy, like, doesn't let her go. So when he tells her to do something, she has to do it. Like, there are no options. He tells her to go pick up this guy from prison. So she takes vacation days and she goes and she does it. What she doesn't know is that she's actually there for a marriage of convenience. and he set her up and he didn't tell her anything and all the things. And the guy that's getting out from prison, I think it's Tate. I should have written this down. No, it's not Tate. Tate's another one. This one's Ty, I think. Doesn't really matter, but I'm pretty sure this one is Ty. He's like, okay, so you didn't know what you were getting into. You don't have to do it. But if you do it, here's all the money I'll give you. And also, the drug guy, dealer, man, will never touch you again. Like, you will be free and clear. He will never mess with your life again because I will protect you from that. And we only have to stay married for a certain amount of time. So basically, a big reason why he wants the marriage of convenience is the way that they were able to set him up for the crime was he was sleeping with somebody and basically didn't come up for air for the whole weekend. And she lied and said that she wasn't with him. So since he has this wife, there will be somebody who can always verify his whereabouts and they won't be able to do it again. It's kind of the whole idea because he is bent on taking them down. Like, he's going to destroy them all and he doesn't care if it gets him killed. He doesn't care what happens, but he is getting revenge. Well, where does the groveling come in, you might ask? He is bent on getting revenge more than the fact that he's falling in love. And he is falling in love with his wife. And her boyfriend's mom kind of warns him, like, if you break her heart, she's never going to recover. Like, you're going to destroy her. And he does. And he does. And he goes and he tries to win her back. And she's just like, no, I'm not ever getting hurt like this again. I'm not doing it. So he goes back home. And his groveling doesn't work. He tried. He groveled. It did not work. She's not coming back. One, I can't tell you for sure how the representation is in this. It is by a white author. Be aware of that. But basically, it does deal with somebody being wronged, racism, a town, cops, and how there are good and bad in every group, and how all of the good guys come together to take down the bad guys. And I really liked it. That's all I got for you. It's very alpha. It's very over the top. Romantic suspense. Then I have Love Her or Lose Her, which is Hot and Hammered #2 by Tessa Bailey. You don't have to read the first book. I think if you do read the first book, which is Fix Her Up, you get a better understanding of this couple and where they're at. But I didn't really like Fix Her Up all that much because the main character is treated like a child by her entire family, and I literally cannot stand it. I hate it so much. I hate that trope. I'm just like, can we not? It just gets under my skin so deeply. Everything is fine. So anyways, you might not want to read that one. Maybe you do. But this one, I loved. This one I loved. Rosie is opening up her own restaurant, and she and her husband love each other. And they're going to get divorced. They're going to get divorced because they don't understand each other's love languages, and they are not communicating, and they're not doing a good job of showing each other they love each other, because even the things that they are doing to show each other that they love each other, that's not how the other person receives it, because that's not their love language. And this is a great book for anybody in a long-term relationship, because it really talks about how it's both of their fault. It's both of their fault. She kind of goes into it, it's all him. And then she comes to a bunch of realizations like, wow, I wasn't giving him what he needed either. Even though I love him, I wasn't aware. I didn't know. And oh my God, it's so sweet. And also they both kind of have to grovel a little bit. They both have to admit, hey, I was wrong. I thought I was doing the best thing, but honestly, we probably should have just talked to each other about it. And it's so good. I know some people want him to grovel more. He's very alpha and he has PTSD for sure. He's a veteran. And he definitely has PTSD, and he wasn't getting any help for it. And he doesn't really get help for it too much in the book, which I thought was maybe not the greatest choice. Some people thought that he needed to grovel more, but I really disagree, because he was loving her as best he could. He worshipped the ground that she walked on. But he was having issues, and he wasn't getting help. And they weren't speaking each other's love languages, and I just really think it was both of their faults, and also it was very understandable. And it was just a reminder to love on the people that you love, and I adored it. Lastly, I have Shiver by Suzanne Wright. I have mentioned this a few times recently, even though I read it last year. So, funny story about this book. I actually don't remember how it ends, like at all. So, maybe I should reread it. But I remember a bunch of stuff from the beginning. So, why is this in Groveling? I have no idea. No, I do. Okay, so another bad first impression. She is the stepdaughter of a famous, infamous serial killer, like household name serial killer. And he has been in prison for her entire life. Her mom is she has a mental illness of some sort. And she is a survivor of abuse and stuff, I do believe, if I'm recalling correctly. And she marries this serial killer after he's already in prison. Like, she knows he's a serial killer. She marries him. This has been kind of a shadow over the main character's life, because when people find out that she is his stepdaughter, obviously they kind of have issues with it. Which I do find just, like, the tiniest bit questionable, because, like, show me any member of a serial killer's family, and I'm not going to have any idea that they're related. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not buff, but it was almost like people in, like, the grocery store knew, and I'm just like, but how? So, that's just my own little thing. Anyways, he's like the new owner of the bar that she works, or new investor or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I don't want the stepdaughter of this guy working here. She's like, well, too bad. And he kind of has to grovel, because he's like very attracted to her, and he's like kind of changing his mind. And she's like, yeah, no, you suck. And he's like a billionaire, I want to say. He's definitely very rich. And she makes him grovel a little bit. She doesn't just roll over. And she also writes serial killer fiction under a pen name, and I think that's used to blackmail her, if I remember this correctly. And then I don't know what happens. So I should reread it. But yeah, he does make a bad impression, and she's like, yeah, no sirree, no sir, no, you can suck it. So that's always fun. What's your favorite groveling hero? And what's your level of groveling that you like? Are you like, he needs to apologize multiple times before I will even think of taking him back? Are you very much, it depends on what he did? Or you're just like, I forgive easily, so if the heroine makes him work too hard, I get annoyed with her? Tell me where you're at. I would love to know. Give me any book recs that you think I would like, with a hero who's like, hey, I love you. I did wrong. I will never do this again. Ever. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.